in the library right now,
Okay.
so I couldn't talk inside, and I'm masked. Hold on. So I'm here as a visitor. I actually do not live in Greenfield, but I grew up in Greenfield, and I was just curious. I'm actually taking a regional planning course at UMass right now and doing a historical overview of kind of the cultural landscape in downtown Greenfield. And I saw this meeting was happening. So I thought I wanted to hop in and just see what the conversation is about. So I don't want to be disruptive. So I'm kind of a fly on the wall a little bit and curious.
Great. And Emily, just so you know, if for any reason you want to dig a little deeper, there are lots of people whose faces you're looking at right now who could give you information. Rachel Katz is the previous chair of this committee and really was the sort of the founder and, you know, driving force behind getting this all to happen and to have a cultural district. You also have MJ Adams, who is from the city, who has been around for a long time and has a lot of things she could share with you. I've done a lot of work for not that long, only for about 10 years. But Caitlin is a real resource for you. So
Great.
if you want to, let me say my email address to you. And if you would like, hi Emily, if you
Hi.
would like, hi hon, if you would like to email me and with any specific questions or just with human beings you'd like to make contact with, I will share contacts with you. Is everyone open to that? Rachel and Chris, and oh, and Christy's been here forever. Actually, you know what? We've all been here for a long time, most
Great.
of us. So yeah, go ahead and reach out, Emily, and feel free to listen in. We're delighted to have you, and thank you for your
Perfect.
work
Great.
on behalf of the history of Greenfield and our downtown. And we will be delighted to be at your service, dear.
Great.
Okay.
And just so you know, I grew up in Greenfield in the 70s and 80s. That was
Oh yeah,
my time period. So it goes back a little ways.
yeah. Things are
So
a little
great.
different, girl.
They are, yes. So great. Thank you. I'm going to listen in and
Great.
thanks so much for welcoming me in. I
All
appreciate
right,
it.
Emily. Delighted to meet you. Thank you, dear. So during the public comment piece, there's a little bit of dribbling new business that has come our way. I've had three. Well, one of them is me. So I've had two people recommend new folks. Stephen Hussey. Hi, honey. We're so happy to have you. We're so sorry.
That was
Yeah,
quite an
you're in.
ordeal.
It's all good. It's all
Oh,
good. There
okay.
hasn't been anything voted upon. All we have done so far is tell Christian we adore him, tell Ellie we adore her, and we're grateful for all the work that they've done. So you haven't really missed too much. You're good.
Wow, that's fine.
But what I was just going to segue into, we're into the public comment, and I'm actually going to throw a little bit of new business in there since we don't really have any public comment happening. I've had two people mention new names of folks to be invited onto this committee. We have a little bit of room to bring some more people in. So, and because Hillary Hoffman has just submitted her resignation, as you may have seen her lovely email to the mayor. So the two names that I've received, one is from MJ, and it's and the person she recommended is Francesca Paglia. Is that how you say her last name?
I think Passaglia.
Passaglia. Okay, that's one person, and we'll let you introduce her idea. And then the other person that got brought in as a suggestion was by Ellie, and that's Gail Callahan, Dr. Callahan's wife. And then I had the idea quite a while ago about Heidi Weeks, who runs Plum. So we are in the place, and we've had some challenges about protocol about how to move forward with offering a name. So I just want to check in with MJ and Rachel about the protocol of introducing new members to this committee, just to refresh everyone's memory. MJ, do you want to give a little rundown about how that works?
Is Caitlin here? Caitlin actually handles the committee appointments for the mayor.
Okay, yeah. So Caitlin, will you give a rundown of exactly how the procedure needs to go to,
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so the procedure is that if anyone knows someone who's interested in being on the committee or thinks would be good to be on the committee, you can feel free to talk to them about what the committee is all about. But then they submit a letter and a CV, resume, something explaining, you know, their background, how it makes them a good fit for the committee, and sends that to the mayor. So the mayor ultimately makes all the decisions about who goes on committees. So, you know, as a committee, we are welcome to kind of recruit people and see if they might be interested, and then have them submit to the mayor, and then the mayor will choose. And, you know, we can definitely tell her what we think, but then the mayor will choose from the options.
Excellent. Excellent. And do we want to have a little bit of conversation? Because what that means is, and Ellie, I know you were thinking it would be best for another person to reach out to Gail. I can do that. I'm happy to do that to see if she's interested. I haven't done it yet, to be honest with you, because I wanted to have this meeting first, but I thought I would reach out to her. MJ, do you feel comfortable reaching out to Francesca?
I don't know her. I read about her in the newspaper,
I
and
think Caitlin might want to talk.
I just want to say Francesca is a good friend of mine.
Oh, great.
So I don't know, was she, MJ, did she actually reach out to you, or did you
No.
thought she'd be a good fit?
No, I saw the article about her in the newspaper.
I will certainly
As
ask
the,
her.
as the youth, the STEAM, which is science, technology,
Art.
and arts and math
STEM.
librarian. And one of the things we're always looking at is trying to find a way for younger people to find their way into serving their beloved hometown. So that's the only thing I saw. When I saw arts as part of that description, and that she was working actively in the library, I thought that that might be an opportunity. I just
She is the teen librarian,
She's in
but
another city.
she's the bomb. She's a rock star. She is also very involved in a ton of things. So I'd be happy to ask her. I feel like I may have asked her before. So she might be, she's a good ask. I kind of doubt she has time to do it, but I'd be happy to ask her.
or if she knows anybody sort of in her circle who might be, because I think quite honestly, and I'm speaking as the economic development director here, is really looking at the sort of the workforce development piece, and having arts and connecting that to the science and technology and the math piece. And I think, Rachel Katz always speaks so very eloquently about this, about that creative function that needs to be part of where we're going with our other stuff. And it just seemed like it might be an interesting avenue to explore.
Great. Christy, you had your hand up. Did you want to offer a thought in there?
Yeah, I mean, Caitlin spoke already. Obviously, she's a city employee. She's very active in the community. She was a former rec commissioner. She's very creative, but nothing against Francesca. But I think it's also nice to have diversity on the committee as well. Like you had mentioned, I forget the woman's name from Plum. Like right now, there's very few business people right now on the committee. And I just think that, again, nothing against Francesca. I just want to make sure that we have a broad view of those on the committee.
That's an important point. I'm very glad you brought it up, because it's essentially where I was hoping this discussion would go, is that as the Crossroads Cultural District, meaning downtown, we have frighteningly few representatives of actual downtown on this committee, which was why I recommended the idea of Heidi Weeks, is her name, Weeks. And if people have other ideas, along those lines, diversity is very important. We are danged white. That's not good. Also, we are, danged female. I love being a woman, but we need to reach out to some other folks too. Steve notwithstanding, and the businesses. I think are there other criteria that are not being met by the population of this committee, y'all? Caitlin, thank you.
Youth.
Yeah,
Youth.
perfect. Yeah.
It's not being represented by this committee.
What are you saying?
Yeah. Which did make me think of someone else. It is a woman, but she is young. She's an artist. Her studio's in Shelburne, but she lives downtown. She lives above the Baptist Church on Main Street.
Oh, cool.
And that's Daniel Lucier, who is a ceramic artist.
Ceramic
I
artist.
don't
Yeah,
know if
yeah.
she'd be interested at all, but that she would be an artist who is young, who lives downtown.
Excellent. Do you feel comfortable contacting her?
Yeah.
Good. Well, I think that's great then, y'all. I feel like if we've got a few new possibilities, and the mayor will make the final decision, of course, but I think that helps us right along. Wonderful. Any further comment on the idea of new population of our committee? Any other thoughts upon that subject?
I want to just put forth a name again. I had brought up a while back, Jana Walters Gidstead, who is the executive director of the Pioneer Valley Symphony. She had expressed an interest in wanting to be on this committee. I don't know if she sent a resume to the mayor or not.
Did you ask her to do so, Steve?
Yes, I did. I believe I
All
did.
right. So Caitlin is saying nothing came through.
Okay.
So do you want to reach out to her again then, and we'll just add her to the mix?
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. I have to apologize. I don't know if anybody else is experiencing this. I can only see a couple faces at this meeting. So I'm having some kind of problem with the link in to the meeting tonight. So I apologize. I see just one face. That's it. So, but I'm assuming everybody can see me and hear me or whatever.
We can see you and hear you, Steve. We're good.
All right, thank you.
All right. So
Yeah, I'll reach out again and ask her to forward a resume to the mayor. Is anyone know Jana Walters Gidseg?
no, I only
No.
know her through communicating with her about grants through the GLCC, but I have never met her.
Okay.
Yeah.
She has an extensive background. We chatted quite a bit. She was looking to potentially relocate Pioneer Valley Symphony to downtown Greenfield, their headquarters. I'm not sure where they are right now, but she seemed like a pretty energetic, youthful individual that might be a good fit.
That's great. Caitlin, you have a thought?
I was just wondering if she lived in Greenfield.
I don't know. I actually, you know what? She does. I asked, yeah, she does live in Greenfield.
I
Yeah.
think they might be headquartered in Greenfield now. I'm looking it up.
All right, good. So everyone has their assignments for potential committee members. Thank you very much for that. Next, what we have on number 5 on the agenda is to approve the amended minutes from the October meeting. Does anyone have a motion on the table to, well, actually, did everybody read the minutes? Did y'all read the minutes? Good job. All right, any thoughts about that? And yeah, Rach, go ahead.
A motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Thank you so much. A second?
Second.
Thank you. Got all kinds of seconds. That's good. Great. And all those in favor, we will go around the room as we are wont to do. I am looking at Christy's head. Christy, what does your head say?
Yes.
Approved. Yes. All right. And Rachel, your head is next.
Yes.
Thank you. Steve Hussey, I see your head now.
Yes.
Steve Golcher, I see your head now.
Yes.
Thank you. Caitlin, I see your head now.
I wasn't at the last meeting, so I'm going to abstain.
Thank you so much. And Ellie, I see your head.
I approve.
Thank you so much. Plus you wrote them. Good job. And Gretchen, how do you vote, my dear?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. So the minutes have been approved unanimous with one abstention. And next on the
May I
list,
interject something? I wasn't at the last meeting. Does that mean I should be abstaining as
if you
well?
read the minutes and they seem that they're okay, there's no rule that you have to abstain
Okay.
if you miss the meeting, but there is a logic to it, you know, as you can understand, but you do not, you're not required to abstain. Okay, and the next is essentially 6 and 7 are kind of in the same bundle. So we need to firm up a few details about what we are proposing. So let me give you a little background. So the portal was a day late, but it's finally open. And I've actually looked at the application. It's very simple. So it shouldn't take us much time at all. And I know that it's going to be me and Rachel and Ellie and Gretchen filling out the grant proposal. So very grateful for that. And one of the things I'd like to do before we depart, if it's possible, to just grab a date and we could do that. It is due on December 15th, which gives us a good amount of time. There's no huge hurry. But along those lines, just to refresh everybody, we've got 3 pieces. One is the mural, one is Winter Carnival, and one is illumination of the Bank Row underpass thing. So those are the 3, adding up to $7,500 altogether. So is there any further information that we have? Like, for instance, I don't have, Rachel, I don't have like the budget, but I'm imagining you can just bring it to the meeting that we have. I don't have the budget or the descriptor of the mural thing. Will you bring that to the meeting when we write the grant, or is there something to present here?
There was a document that Ed sent over that did have a narrative description
Great.
and budget information. I can
Excellent.
put that up now, or I can just forward that to the group
I don't
afterwards.
think there's really a need, just as long as we know it's in place so that the committee will have access to it as we write things up. All good?
Okay, I'll forward that to Christian and ask him to put it in the folder.
That's awesome. Okay, great. And I see 2 hands. I see Steve Gulcher and then I see Caitlin. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I did the legwork on that and I have all the information if you need it. But I know that Caitlin, you should have a copy. I'm sorry, Rachel, you should have a copy of that as well. But if you need any information, you know, it was pretty well laid out as far as the budget, the description of the project, and so forth.
Great. Well, why don't you forward what you have, Steve, to Rachel, just so that
Okay.
all the information is in one set of hands. And
Okay.
then Rachel, just bring that to our grant writing meeting and we'll put it all together. Thank you, Steve. Caitlin.
I wanted to just put out, I know I'm supposed to be doing some homework on the underpass project. And as I began to think about the questions I would ask the people that need to be asked, I realized there were a lot of things I didn't know the answers to. So I don't know if that's something you and I could get together, just like really, really nuts and bolts stuff, like we're projecting from which side to which side, where are we thinking of attaching the projector, where are we thinking of running electricity, just like really basic stuff so that I can bring it to someone else and ask questions.
I'll tell you what, sweetie, I'll make a date with you and we'll go hang out at the underpass and it'll be like 10 minutes and then we can go have a cup of coffee. I can show you exactly how it's going to go. Does that sound good?
Great. Thanks.
Okay, great. All right, good. And Christy, I know you always have everything, so you're all set. Can you forward to, it doesn't really matter to who, can you forward it either to me or Rach, or it could be Emily or Gretchen. Oh, no, let's use the new, I would like you to put it in the folder, please. Would you use Christian's new folder? That would be really awesome.
Yeah, I can try. I've sent everything to Rachel and Ellie, so.
Oh, you have already.
Yeah.
All right, then they have it. That's all good. Just as long as everything is in a place that we can have access to so that we don't have to spend too much time dredging up stuff when we actually get together to write the grant.
Perfect.
But feel free to send whatever to Christian and he'll create another folder for it and put it on the Google Drive.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Great. Would it be worthwhile or should I do it? Oh, yeah, Rach, go ahead.
I've got both the documents from Ed and Christy already, and I'm just setting up, I'm going to forward them right now. So everybody will have them, but I'm also copying Christian in and asking them to put them in the folder for long-term keeping. So no need to gather or email anything else. I got it covered.
You're the best. Thank you, sweetie. You're the best. Very good. Now, is it worth trying to come up with a date here? I don't want to take up everyone's time if it's complicated. I'll let y'all choose. Would you like me to do a doodle to our little subcommittee, or do you think we should pull out calendars here and now?
I think we should
Calendars now.
let's just right after we adjourn the meeting, so we don't have to take everybody's time. The 4 of us can do it right at the end.
So could Ellie and Gretchen and Rach and me stay after the meeting and we'll put our calendars together? That's awesome.
Yes.
Perfect idea.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that does that. Then, my darlings, if you can believe such a thing, all we have to do is come up with our next date for a meeting, which, like, what are we even going to need to talk about? Should we show you all the grant proposal? I don't know. I don't think that doesn't really matter.
No.
I don't think
no,
we really are Yeah, please. Who needs that? How about, I don't think there's a real need for another meeting right away. Shall we just not bother with the next meeting since we don't really have to do it for a few months? Does that seem fair? All right, I'm gonna bust my own agenda. I don't think we really need to make a new meeting, y'all. Is everybody in accord with that? Just so I know, is everybody
We
cool
should
with
set the
that?
date, even if it's going to be a January meeting, we should
Oh,
still
yeah.
pick it while we're all in the room.
Yeah,
All right, very good. All right, very good. We'll do that. All right, I propose December, January. How about the first week of January? And then I'm out of town for a little bit, or the last week of January. How about the last week?
You thinking like the 4th?
Yeah, no, of last week of January, like the 25th or 24th.
That will not be good for Christy because I'll be Winter Carnival prep.
Oh, okay, okay. And I'll be gone the 2 weeks before. How about going into February? First week of February?
Then Christy's recovering from Winter Carnival.
Yeah.
Well, Winter Carnival is the first week in February, so
Oh, it
maybe
is.
I was
Oh,
not.
sorry. Never mind.
Um,
All right. How
so
about,
But now it's getting
Yeah.
really far away. That makes me
no,
a
that's
little
bad.
weird.
yes, how about August?
Well, I'm going to be out of town, although I'm out of town, but I will have access to my computer. How about the week of January 10th?
Sounds good.
I can
Sure.
do the 11th, Tuesday.
All right,
Yeah.
sweet. Let us put that on Crossroads Culture. Oh, it just said crossword. Okay, that's good.
Are we talking about the 11th?
That is correct. We are talking about the 11th, and it would be again at 6 o'clock. But also subject to change because, you know, y'all, honestly, if we don't really need it, we could just bail on it when the time comes too.
Okay.
Anything else as we wrap up? I feel quite proud of us because we have just done this meeting in 40 minutes. Yes, Rachel.
I had to step out for just a second, so I may have missed this, but did we discuss Ellie's fantastic idea of looking at our Wikipedia entry?
Oh, no. How could I forget? Oh, new business.
Wait, we
Yeah.
have a Wikipedia entry?
I know, no one even knew this. How much do you love Ellie on board now? Ellie, would you pitch your idea to everybody else? This is so good.
Well, simply to update the Wikipedia listing for the city of Greenfield so that it highlights more appropriately the cultural activity, sort of this burgeoning cultural scene in Greenfield, especially the public art. And what really got me thinking about it was Rachel's new bees and then her vision for, many more bees in the future. It just seemed like we should get all this into our Wikipedia page so that the whole world knows. And also, while we're at it, I was looking over the entire page and it just seemed like even outside of our own, cultural art focus, there might be other things, other ideas that we have while we're in there that we may find other things that we can refresh on that page.
I love
This
that
is
idea.
completely new to me, like the mechanics of it. I'm very willing to get into the weeds and figure it out. But it occurred to me that maybe there's somebody who's already kind of maintaining that page that one of you guys would know about, and then I could work with that person, or we could work with that person. Anybody have any ideas?
You mean the Wikipedia page? Just, the Wikipedia page?
Yeah.
Yeah, not that I don't know that anyone has specifically ever really worked on that.
It may be, maybe it's been put together just by, people who had an interest, not someone from the town, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's the wrong seal. I can see immediately that there's wrong information in it because no one is paying attention to it.
I thought that there were a couple of things that could have been tweaked also. And it has old census information now, that could be updated.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a role for someone in, like officially in the town offices to update some things in there, like the census information? Or do we want to step in and do that too while we're at it? What do people think?
MJ's got her hand up there.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was sending it to everybody.
I've actually been talking to Christian about us what we're trying to do is to just sort of develop some boilerplate information for Greenfield. And so I'm happy to have him use the Wikipedia page sort of as the boilerplate that we work off of.
Brilliant.
I didn't really have a place to know where to start, but you guys just gave it to me. So thank you.
That's great. And you know what, it could be really fun to work on this in our January meeting if we don't have anything else going on, is to see how much further we get and to make suggestions. And yeah, go ahead, Caitlin.
I was just going to say, if we want to try to make a whole section on the Wikipedia page specifically for public art or culture, when we re-upped for the cultural district, there's a pretty extensive list of public art and facilities in the cultural district, which if you took that, you would really have a big head up.
That's great.
Should mention
And all we have to do is put the QR code on it.
We can do that too. We could also put in our being recognized twice in the top 10 most vibrant arts communities of this size.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. This is great, everybody. Ellie, you are on fire, girlfriend.
So am I hearing Ellie in coordination with Christian should be looking at this?
Yeah.
And then Ellie, if you want more help, maybe you can reach out and recruit one or two of us.
Yeah,
well, I'd like to get, I do want to highlight the bee project, which I wasn't involved in. So maybe I should work with Rachel for some
Hit me up, I'll give you all the background.
Yeah, that sort of thing. I want to make it tight, I don't want to go on and on, but I do want to hit highlights. Why don't since there isn't already the expertise in this committee, and none of you know who might be doing this sort of thing, I'll start to dig into it then in the meantime, before the January meeting, and sort of get my bearings with that and work up some ideas for the text that we would like to put in there.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
Do you think anyone from the chamber might have information about that?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think
more
so.
appropriate to have the GBA.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there are certainly, I mean, it might not be the chamber, but we certainly have humans who have everything you could ever need, Ellie, for sure. And we might not have the expertise to do it ourselves, but we can find you great people who will have all the information, who are literate and can, help craft this. So,
I mean, no, are you talking about technical information about how to do it in Wikipedia?
I'm not talking about technical. I'm talking about people who have a real understanding of everything that goes on and has gone on in Greenfield to fill in the gaps. Technically, I don't know. How do you play with a wiki page? You're supposed to be able to just go in there.
I'll get into it.
Okay.
Okay.
But in the meantime, why don't, before January, why don't all the members of the committee think about what, go to the Wikipedia page, study it, look at other similar sized towns, and think about what you would like to see in there.
Absolutely. I'll share with you, I worked very closely with the SMU team on when we received the Vibrancy Awards. And I've got a lot of, too much language, but I've got some language we could hone down about that, because that's kind of extraordinary that we won, most vibrant little city in the country twice.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so send me some of that stuff.
I will do that, sweetheart.
Okay.
We'll definitely do that. Great. Any other thoughts wrapped around, any other wiki thoughts? All right, my darlings, I think we are coming to the end of this meeting. I think we can say that the meeting is, I would like to see if there's a motion to adjourn this meeting at 6:45. Thank you, Caitlin. Do we have a second?
Motion, yeah.
Great. Second. And all those in favor, let's go around the room and see if we are ready to adjourn this meeting. I see Ellie. Are you ready to go? Thank you. Christy, are you ready to go? Yes. Rachel, are you ready to go?
I am indeed.
Okay, Steve, Steve Goldshore, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Great. Gretchen, you?
Yes.
And Steve Hussey?
Yes, indeed.
And Miss Caitlin.
Yes. Now you guys are going to have a little chat, right? I'm going to leave the room, but I'm going to leave this meeting open and I'll just come back. And when it's empty, I will close it down.
All right, dear. Thank you so much. Yeah. So the folks that are going to stay to figure out writing this grant are Ellie and Gretchen and me and Rachel. So goodbye to everyone else. Thank you.
Bye.
All righty.
And
That was awesome. All right. So, where are we? Not in January, in November.
so our deadline is December 15th on this. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct. And so I could meet, if you want to do it as soon as Monday, I could do that. My whole week before Thanksgiving is open. I'm out of town for a couple days on the 16th and 17th, and I'm around on the 29th. What's everybody else's restrictions?
How about the 22nd? Did you say that worked
Yeah.
for you?
That's good for me. The 22nd is a Monday. How does everybody feel about the 22nd?
On Mondays, I can only offer afternoons. Evenings
Okay,
are,
that might
I
be
have a
bad
recurring
for-
meeting on Monday evenings.
Although, you know what, I think maybe we
I'm not
are
sure that I'm essential. I'm happy to contribute, but
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
the
if you
other
don't
thing
need me,
was-
that's okay too.
How about the Tuesday, the 23rd, Rach? I think it would be good to have you there.
I think the 23rd works. Let me just double check because B-Fest was scrambling to reschedule their meeting several times. So if we
Yeah,
could-
that evening doesn't work for me. Tuesday, the
Well-
23rd.
Well, how about the afternoon? I mean, we're all folks that have flexible jobs. I could do Monday in the afternoon, Rach, if that is not overload. I mean, are you overloaded with
No,
meetings?
I just have to be done by a little before 5 so I can get a break before my 5 o'clock meeting. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, we
And I
could
can
do
always
like
ditch out if you guys are still working.
that's
You
the
know,
other thing. I mean, we could, I don't think it's going to take us more than an hour. I mean, if we met at like 3:30 or 4 and you just duck out when you need to.
sounds good to me.
I'm
All right. How does
free
everyone-
anytime on Monday. Anytime.
Wonderful. How about you, Ellie? What do you have going on, dear? Okay, would how about we do 4 o'clock? And then I don't think it'll take us much more than an hour. And Rich, you just pull out because by then you'll have shared all the material and you can be out the door.
Yeah, that
everybody-
sounds fine.
All right, so 4 o'clock. Crossroads. Let's see if it does crossword again. Nope. Okay. Grant. And by the way, just to let you know, I said this in the meeting. Yeah, I went into the portal to just see how hard it was, and it's a very simple thing. They've even simplified it from the last round, so that's good.
Yeah, they even got rid of the dollar amount, Louise
Yeah,
said, because that's automatically just the full amount now, so you don't even have to put in the total.
Yeah, it's much simpler. So very good. And you all have the portal key, right? You can go in and look at it if you like, or did I never send that to y'all?
We don't usually distribute that. That usually just lives with the chair.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah,
otherwise
that's
could create a
Yeah,
nightmare
it's
if somebody went in and
it's
changed something.
It's a bad dog thing. Okay, sorry. But what I'll do is though, when we meet, I'll do oh no, do we have to do a WebEx meeting? This is an official meeting, isn't it?
No, it's a working meeting.
Oh, great. Then I'll just do Zoom and I'll do the Zoom from me. And then I can just show you we can work on it. You can talk and I'll type while you talk type of thing. So it'll be one set of hands that does the thing, but you all participate in having it be the way you want it to be.
I just want to see it, basically. Just
And
want to see.
you can do a
Yeah,
screen share.
me too, Ellie.
You know, with the Zoom, at least you can do a screen share so we can
That's
all
what I'm
see
Yeah.
what you're
You
working
can
on.
see it moving at the same, it's a live screen, so you can see everything. Yeah. All right, great. All right, so I'll put together a Zoom link and we'll do that. That sounds ideal.
So we set it on the 22nd at 4 p.m.
At 4 p.m., correct.
Perfect. Let me put it in my calendar right now.
Wonderful. All right, and thank you, everyone. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I guess we can say our fond farewells then.
I think
right.
that's about it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for taking over, Linda and Ellie. It's,
Yeah, we are so happy to give you the respite that you have so well earned.
It is very much appreciated, and you're doing a fine job.
Do you think I was bossy enough?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, beloveds, thank you. We'll see you very, very soon. Bye.